Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to talk about something huge. We're diving deep and building a blueprint for that one thing that makes a business totally unforgettable. You know what I'm talking about. It's unique selling proposition, or USP for short. Let's jump right in. So let's just start with the big question, right? In a world that's just a sea of sameness, why should anyone choose you? I mean, really think about it. When your customers have a million options, what's that single compelling reason they're going to pick you over everyone else? Well, that's exactly the problem a strong USP is designed to fix.
Okay, so first up, the challenge. And let's be real, it's a huge one. We are all trying to operate in this incredibly crowded, noisy marketplace. It feels almost impossible to get noticed, doesn't it? But here's the good news. There's a specific strategic tool that's designed to help you slice right through all that noise and actually stand out.
So, what is a unique selling proposition? At its heart, a USP is the one thing, the singular benefit that you can offer that your competitors just can't. It's that defendable edge that carves out a little piece of real estate right inside your customer's brain. It's like planting your flag in the middle of the marketplace, claiming your territory. Now, this is super important. It's not just about being different for the sake of being different. Anyone can do that. This is about strategic differentiation. That means it's a deliberate, thoughtful process of creating a uniqueness that your customers actually care about. It's about being different in a way that truly adds value for them. And when you get this right, a strong USP is a total game changer. It's not just some catchy marketing slogan. No, it becomes a core asset for your entire business. It gives you a real competitive advantage because it's built to last. It's sustainable, it's defensible when competitors try to copy you, and it's scalable, meaning it can grow right along with your business.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the fun part, the how. This next section is all about the discovery phase. Think of it like an archaeological dig. We're going to do the internal work to unearth the unique core of your brand. What makes it truly, authentically you?
And let me be clear, finding your uniqueness is not just sitting in a room and throwing ideas at a wall. It's not guesswork. It's a really systematic process of analysis. You've got to look outward, at the market, at your competitors, but just as critical, you have to look inward, at what you can do that's truly distinct. And when you look inward, you've got to go deeper than just your products or services. Some of the most powerful USPs are actually rooted in a brand's purpose, its why. It's not just about what you sell, it's about why it even exists. Think about it. A coffee shop that just sells coffee? Kind of forgettable. But a coffee shop whose purpose is to be the vibrant heart of a community? Now that creates a connection that people will fight for.
So to find where your opportunity lies, you basically have to draw a map. On one side of that map, you've got to be obsessed with understanding what your customers want, what they need, what their biggest pain points are. And on the other side, you need to be brutally honest about what your competitors are already knocking out of the park.
And that's where you find it. That's the sweet spot. We call it the zone of uniqueness. It's this incredible intersection where what your customers desperately want meets what you, and only you, do better than anyone else. That little overlap, that's gold. That's where you win. But here's the thing. That's something you do well can't just be a marketing claim. It has to be real. It has to be anchored in something tangible. Your unique core is literally the DNA of your brand. It's not something the marketing team cooked up. It's your special technology, your exclusive access to something, or a deep philosophy that drives every single decision you make. Okay, are you with me? We've done the hard internal work. We found that unique core. Now, how do we actually use it? The next step is all about crafting the promise. It's about taking that internal truth and turning it into a powerful external message that really connects with people. And you don't just, shout it from the rooftops. There's a process, a structure to it. First, you pinpoint the key benefit. Then, you clearly define the value it offers. After that, you shape it into a clear promise. And finally, you boil all of that down into one formal statement. And did you catch that? The key benefit, singular. This is all about laser focus. Look, your brand might be great at 10 different things, but your USP has to be built on the one single, most compelling benefit that solves your customer's most pressing problem. It's the absolute core of why they should care. And this is what it all leads to, the USP statement.
Think of this as the master blueprint for all your communication. Every ad you run, every piece of content you create, every marketing message you send out, it all flows from this one foundational promise. So yeah, getting this one sentence right is absolutely crucial.
A promise is just words, right? Well, a great promise can't be an empty one. You have to back it up. You need to prove it. And you do that with 3 solid pillars. First, there's justification, the logical reason why your claim is true. Then quantification, the hard data, the numbers that prove the results. And finally, a guarantee, a commitment that takes the risk off the table for the customer and builds massive trust.
All right, so we've found our unique core. We've crafted a powerful, provable promise. We're almost there. But none of it matters if people forget it 5 seconds later. So that brings us to the final piece of this puzzle, the hook. How do you make your message memorable? How do you make it stick?
This is where the communication hierarchy comes in. You see, that formal USP statement we created, the one with all the logic, that's your internal North Star. You don't just slap it on a billboard. Instead, you adapt it. You turn it into a quick, conversational elevator pitch. And then you distill it down even further into a short, punchy tagline. And that is your memory hook. And that hook, which is usually your tagline, is a seriously powerful psychological trigger. The best way to think about it is like a tiny, compressed file of information. It's designed to grab someone's attention in a split second and ensure that your brand is the very first thing they think of when they have a problem you can solve. Yeah, there's a fancy term for this whole idea, cognitive stickiness. Sounds super academic, I know. But all it really means is making your unique promise so incredibly clear and memorable that it gets hardwired into people's long-term memory. The goal is simple: be unforgettable. Wow, we have covered a ton of ground, haven't we? From deep strategy all the way to the psychology of how our brains remember things. So let's kind of zoom out now and bring it all home. Let's talk about why your USP matters so much and why this whole process is probably one of the most important things you can do for your business. And if I had to boil it all down to one word, it would be this: focus. The ultimate power of a great USP is that it forces you to get crystal clear on one single thing, one compelling idea. And in a world that is just screaming with noise and complexity, that kind of simplicity, man, that's a powerful signal of confidence and real authenticity. So when you think about your USP, please don't think of it as just a marketing slogan. It is so much more than that. It is a core business strategy. It's the blueprint that guides everything. It gives you strategic focus. It shapes all your messaging. It builds a defensible wall around your market position. It forges an authentic brand identity. And maybe most importantly, it's what earns you that deep, lasting customer loyalty. So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. After all of this, what is the one promise that only you can make to your audience? What is that singular, powerful commitment that you can deliver on like no one else? Really think about that, because finding the answer to that question, well, that's the key to unlocking your unique edge. Thanks so much for joining me.